So how can I take a better inventory and audit of my life and how I'm treating women, how I'm communicating my message to the people around me? How am I expressing myself and holding space and supporting the equal expression of all humans, starting with women? So on this day, celebrating women internationally all over the world, Monday, March 8th, 2021, I want to take a moment to talk about how we as men can be better allies for women in our lives and all over the world. But first, why is this important? Why is it so important for us to have good relationships with the women in our lives? Well, one of the greatest teachings I've gotten has been, and one of the greatest healing experiences in my life has been the healing around my relationship with my own mother. Without going into details of my mom's past or her history, I've gotten to witness my mom through a lot of physical, mental, and emotional struggles in her life. She had cancer when I was 9 years old, and pretty much from that point on, she had a sequence of really serious mental and emotional and physical health issues that always left her in this catching up phase. I always felt like my mom wasn't quite well. And as a child, the way I coped with this was trying to make her feel better and then shaming her for not taking better care of herself and pretending like I knew better. And I didn't realize it at the time, but all along, I was just trying to shelter myself from having to feel and experience and be with my mom's pain. And I didn't realize until I became an adult and until I started looking deeper into some of my past experiences, how much the relationship I had with my mom also shaped the relationships that I had with other women in my life. I was always looking in my intimate relationships for somebody to save, somebody to heal, somebody that I could make better. I was always looking to help my partner become a better version of themselves. I was always trying to come in and be the guardian angel and save the day. And it was a direct reflection of what I was doing with my own mom. And in my relationship with my mother, it got to a point where I just needed to distance myself because I didn't know how to be with her experience as a woman, especially because she's my mom, and not take it personally and not take it in as my own. Now, I share this because I know all of us, if there's one thing that we have in common, it's that we all have a mother. We all come from a mother. We all come from a woman. We all come from this earth to start. And my curiosity has led me down this path of trying to understand the relationship that we have with our moms, starting with the relationship that we have with this planet. And looking at the relationship we have with this planet and the resources that she provides, and our mothers and the resources that she provided to us when we were kids, and the relationship we have with her now, and how that impacts our overall the dynamics between men and women and the masculine and the feminine. And I don't think we need to look any farther than how we have been mistreating our planet. Probably the most important feminine presence in all of our lives, not just men, but all of us. And then subsequently, the mistreatment, the disrespect, the lack of acknowledgement and appreciation for women when life itself exists because of women. Life itself is able to go on because of the sacrifices that women and mothers have made over the course of human history. And so how is it that we can treat women so poorly? Why is it acceptable that we can still objectify and disrespect and dishonor women on this planet? Now, if you guys have been following me for a while, you know that this took an even more personal turn for me when we found out we were having a girl. My daughter is going to be 2 years old in about a month. It was one of the most earth-shaking experiences of my life because now all of the desire I had to be a support and a protector for women, and especially for my wife and all the other women, sisters, relationships that I have in my life, now that my daughter was coming, it took on a whole different meaning for me. I started to look at the choices and the decisions and the beliefs I had as a man and how it's impacting the culture that she's going to be receiving, that she's going to be brought up and raised in, the culture she's going to inherit. What am I modeling for the next generation of men in terms of how we treat women? Because that's going to have a direct impact on the women that I care about the most. And this is no different for any one of us. You don't have to have a daughter. You don't even have to be married. just recognizing that you came from a woman too. Your life itself is possible because of a woman, regardless of the relationship you had with her. Your mom brought you onto this planet. And so I wanted to issue this as an important piece of awareness, because I know for myself as a younger man, I definitely objectified women. I definitely disrespected and dishonored women, not because of the way I was raised, but just because of a lack of care. I was more concerned with myself and my own interests and what I desired for me. But part of being men on this planet, protectors, providers, allies to the women in our lives, means not thinking about ourselves and our own interests and prioritizing them over anyone, really, but especially women. All these conversations about men who have taken advantage of women physically, sexually, emotionally, spiritually, they're all examples of an individual who made their needs more important than someone else's. That's really what it comes down to. So how can I take a better inventory and audit of my life and how I'm treating women, how I'm communicating my message to the people around me? How am I expressing myself and holding space and supporting the equal expression of all humans, starting with women, starting with people who have historically been underappreciated, under-acknowledged, unrecognized for what they bring into this world? Being allies for our brothers and our sisters, and especially women on this day, International Women's Day, where we all take a moment to pause and recognize women. Thinking about the amazing women over the course of history who fought for, in this country alone, fought for the right to vote, fought for the right to express themselves. I mean, we've come so far in a few decades relative to the experiences that my mom had and my grandmothers had. The narrative and the dialogue is very different than it was for them when they were growing up, but in many ways it's still the same. We still don't have equal opportunities for women. We still don't honor and respect women the same way that we do men. And so on the Rising Man platform, with the Rising Man message, the Rising Man mission, I'm sending this out to everybody to ask you to, on this day, at least on this day, and every day really, but today especially, reflect on your relationship with women. What is your relationship like with women? Where are you not living up to the standard that you've set for yourself around how you want to be in relationship with women, with the feminine? Where can you ramp that up? Where can you, between this International Women's Day and next year's International Women's Day, how can you change the way that you set the standard for how women ought to be treated? And how you get to connect and relate to the women in your life. And then all of us coming back together and working on this thing together. Getting all the way back to the fundamental, most important thing of taking care of the mother we all share, this planet. So on this day, deep gratitude, respect, and bows to all the women out there in the world for everything that you've had to experience that most of us know nothing about. All the challenges, the struggles, the triumphs that you've created in your life and in the matrilineal lines that go all the way back through your ancestral connections to the first moms, for the first women. Deep honoring and respect to all the women out there. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you for being the shelters, the providers, the containers for life to continue on this planet in the way that it has. And for all of us, let's keep raising the standard on how we treat women and how we respect and take care of the women in our lives, so that we can all, because that's the message at the end of the day. We all benefit by taking care of our women. So lots of love to all the women out there, celebrating you today. Much love, much respect, and thank you for everything you do.